Hello everyone, and welcome to Coding Camp. If you're new to programming or want to learn coding step by step, you've come to the right place. On this channel, we'll explore Python programming, coding projects, programming tips and tricks, and everything you need to grow from a beginner into a confident developer. In today's video, we're going to learn what Python is, where it came from, how to install it, and how to write and run your very first Python program. I'm excited to start this coding journey with all of you, and I hope you'll learn something useful from every video. If you enjoy this video and find it helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps Coding Camp grow and motivates me to create more tutorials for you. Now, without wasting any time, let's get started.
Welcome to Coding Camp. Initializing script sequence.
Before we start, you might be wondering why we're learning Python first instead of some other programming language. The answer is simple. Python is one of the easiest programming languages for beginners to learn. Its syntax is clean, simple, and easy to understand, which means you can focus on learning programming concepts instead of worrying about complicated code. Python is also one of the most popular programming languages in the world and is used in many different fields, including web development, automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, cybersecurity, and much more. Another great advantage of Python is its large community. Whenever you face a problem, there are countless tutorials, guides, and developers ready to help. In this Python course, we'll start from the absolute basics and gradually move towards more advanced topics. We'll cover everything step by step, including variables, data types, operators, conditions, loops, functions, lists, dictionaries, file handling, object-oriented programming, and many practical projects. My goal is to help you build a strong foundation in Python so that you can confidently create your own programs and continue your programming journey. Also, if there's any Python topic, project, or program that you'd like to learn, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. I'll do my best to create tutorials on the topics you're interested in. Now that we know why Python is such a great language to learn, let's take a look at its history and how it was created. Before we start coding, let's take a quick look at the history of Python. Python was created by a Dutch programmer named Guido van Rossum in the late 1980s. He started working on Python as a personal project during his free time while working at a research institute in the Netherlands. Guido wanted to create a programming language that was simple, easy to read, and easy to use compared to many existing languages at that time. After several years of development, the first official version of Python, Python 0.9.0, was released in 1991. The name Python was not inspired by the snake. Instead, Guido named it after a British comedy television show called Monty Python's Flying Circus, which he enjoyed watching. As the years passed, Python continued to improve. New versions introduced more powerful features, better performance, and improved tools for developers. Because of its simplicity and flexibility, Python became popular in many fields, including web development, automation, scientific research, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, and data science. Today, Python is used by millions of developers around the world. It is taught in schools and universities, and is used by many leading technology companies to build real-world applications and services. One of the reasons Python remains so popular is that it follows a philosophy called readability counts. In simple terms, Python encourages programmers to write code that is clear and easy for others to understand. Thanks to Guido van Rossum's vision, Python has grown from a small personal project into one of the most influential programming languages in modern computing. Now that we know the history of Python and how it was created, let's move on to the next step and learn how to download and install Python on our computer. Before we download Python, let's first understand what an IDE is. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. An IDE is a software application that helps programmers write, run, test, and debug their code more easily. Think of it as a workspace where programmers create and manage their programs. There are many popular IDEs available for Python, such as Visual Studio Code, PyCharm, Spyder, and others. However, for complete beginners, one of the best places to start is Python Idle. Idle is Python's official built-in editor. It is simple, lightweight, easy to use, and comes included when you install Python. Since we're just starting our Python journey, we'll use idle in the beginning so that we can focus on learning Python itself without being distracted by advanced features and settings. Later in this course, we'll also learn how to use Visual Studio Code, which is one of the most popular code editors used by professional developers around the world. But for now, we'll keep things simple and beginner-friendly by using Python idle. To get started, we first need to install Python. The process is very simple. Step 1. Visit the official Python website. Step 2. Download the latest version of Python for your operating system. Step 3. Run the installer. Step 4. Make sure to check the option Add Python to Path. Step 5. Click Install now and wait for the installation to finish. Once Python is installed, Python idle will also be installed automatically on your computer. Now that we know what we're going to install and why we're using it, let's watch the installation process step by step and download Python together. Alright, let's begin the installation process. As you can see, I've opened my computer and everything seems to be working perfectly. At least for now. Don't worry, we're not going to do anything complicated today. The first thing we need to do is open our web browser. Alright, now let's download Python. First, open your favorite web browser. You can use Chrome, Edge, Firefox, or any browser you prefer. In the search bar, you can simply type python.org and press enter. You can also search for Python idle download, just like I'm doing here. However, before clicking any result, make sure you're visiting the official Python website, which is python.org. One easy way to identify the official website is to look at the website address. The official Python website uses the .org domain and should appear as python.org. Be careful not to download Python from random websites, as it's always safest to get software directly from the official source. Once you've opened the official Python website, click on the Download section. The website will usually detect your operating system automatically and recommend the latest version of Python. Now let's download Python and continue with the installation process. As you can see, I've clicked the download button, and the Python installer is now downloading. You should be able to see the download progress on the side of the screen. The download time will depend on your internet speed, so let's give it a moment to finish. Now that the download has finished, go ahead and open the downloaded Python installer by clicking on it. After you open it, a window similar to this one will appear on your screen. As you can see, in my case, the installer is showing a reinstall option. That's because Python is already installed on my computer. If you're installing Python for the first time, you'll see an Install Now button instead of the reinstall option. Before you click Install, there is one very important step that you should not skip. Make sure to check the box that says Add Python to Path. This allows your computer to recognize Python properly and makes it easier to run Python programs from different locations. Many beginners accidentally forget this step and later run into problems, so please take a moment to make sure it is checked. Also, avoid changing any settings unless you know what they do. The default installation options are perfectly fine for beginners. Once you've checked Add Python to Path, simply click Install Now and wait for the installation to complete. The installation process may take a few moments, so please be patient while Python and idle are being installed on your computer. Great! Once the installation is complete, we're ready to open Python idle. To do that, click on the Windows search bar and simply type idle just like I'm doing here. You should see an application called Idle Python appear in the search results. Go ahead and click on it to open the program. After a few seconds, a window like this should appear on your screen. This window is called the Python shell. The Python shell allows us to run Python commands and see the results immediately. You can think of it as a place where we can communicate directly with Python. Whenever we type a command and press enter, Python will execute that command and display the result. Don't worry if this looks unfamiliar right now. In just a moment, we'll write our very first Python program together and see how it works. Now that idle is open and ready to use, let's start coding. As you can see, I'm already inside the Python shell, and now it's time to write our very first Python program. Don't worry if you've never written code before. We'll start with a very simple example. The traditional first program in almost every programming language is the famous Hello World program. So let's go ahead and create it ourselves. Now, before we start writing our first program, let's create a new Python file. As you can see, I'm currently inside the Python shell. To create a program file, go to the File button in the upper left corner of the window and click on it. After clicking, you'll see several options such as New File, Open, Open Module, Save, and others. For now, click on New File. As soon as you click it, a new blank window will appear on your screen, just like this one. This window is called the Editor window. Unlike the Python shell, this is where we'll write and save our Python programs. Before we start writing any code, let's take a look at something important. As you can see, in the upper left corner of the Editor window, the word Untitled is written. This simply means that our file does not have a name yet. It also means that we haven't saved the file on our computer yet. Right now, we're working in a new blank file that only exists inside the editor. Once we give the file a name and save it, Python will store it on our computer so we can open and use it again later. So whenever you see Untitled at the top of the editor window, it's a reminder that the file has not been named or saved yet. Now let's save our file. To save the file, simply press Ctrl plus Shift plus S on your keyboard. You can also save it by clicking File and then selecting Save As, but using the keyboard shortcut is usually faster. After pressing Ctrl plus Shift plus S, a save window will appear on your screen. Choose a location where you'd like to save your Python program. For beginners, I recommend creating a folder called Python Projects and saving your files there so they stay organized. Now let's give our file a proper name. For this tutorial, I'm going to name the file our _first_program.py. You can use the same name if you'd like, or choose a different one of your own. Just remember that Python files should end with the .py extension. Once you've entered the name, click Save. And that's it. Our Python file now has a name and has been saved successfully. Now it's finally time to write our very first line of Python code. To do that, we're going to use something called the print function. Don't worry if you don't know what a function is yet. We'll learn about functions in detail later in this course. For now, just remember that the print function is used to display words, sentences, or other information on the screen. In simple terms, whenever we want Python to show something as output, we can use the print function. Let's write our first print statement together. First, type the word print. After that, add an opening bracket and a closing bracket, just as I'm showing on the screen. The brackets are very important because they tell Python that we're using the print function. Now, inside these brackets, we can write any word, sentence, or message that we want Python to display. However, there is one important rule. Whenever we write text inside the print function, we must place that text inside quotation marks. We can use either double quotes or single quotes. Both of these will work exactly the same way in Python. The quotation marks tell Python that the content inside them is text that should be displayed on the screen. If we forget to use quotation marks, Python may not understand what we mean and can give us an error. So for now, just remember this simple rule. If you want to print words or sentences, write them inside single quotes or double quotes. Now let's complete our first program. Inside the brackets of the print function, I'm going to write Hello World inside double quotation marks, just like this. Print Hello World. This tells the computer that we want to display the text Hello World on the screen. Congratulations! This is our very first Python program. Before we run the program, there is one important habit that every programmer should develop. Always save your file before running your code. To save the file, simply press Ctrl plus S on your keyboard. I recommend doing this every time you make changes to your program. Saving your work regularly helps prevent losing your code and ensures that you're always running the latest version of your program. So let's press Ctrl plus S now and save our file. Now it's time to run our program and see the result. There are two easy ways to run a Python program in idle. The first method is to click on the Run option in the menu at the top of the editor window and then select Run Module. The second method, which is faster and used by many programmers, is to simply press the F5 key on your keyboard. As you can see, I'm going to press F5 to run the program. After pressing Run or the F5 key, Python will automatically take us back to the Python shell window. As you can see on the screen, the shell is now showing the result of our program. And there it is. Hello world. This means that our code has run successfully without any errors. Python read the instruction we wrote. Print hello world and displayed the text hello world on the screen exactly as we asked. Congratulations. You have successfully created, saved, and run your very first Python program. You also learned how to use the print function, which is one of the most commonly used functions in Python. For now, just remember that the print function is used to display output on the screen. And with that, we've reached the end of today's lesson. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We started by understanding what Python is and why it is one of the best programming languages for beginners. We then learned a little about the history of Python and how it was created by Guido van Rossum. After that, we discussed what an IDE is and why we're using Python idle to begin our programming journey. We downloaded and installed Python, opened idle, created our first Python file, saved it, and finally wrote and ran our very first Python program using the print function. Congratulations on completing your first step into the world of programming. In the next video, we'll continue our journey by learning more about the print function. We'll explore the different ways of using single quotes and double quotes, understand when to use them, and learn some important rules that every Python programmer should know. We'll also start learning about variables, which allow us to store information and make our programs much more powerful and interactive. If you have any questions, doubts, or if something wasn't clear in today's lesson, feel free to ask in the comments section below. I'll do my best to help you. And if you have any ideas for Python topics, projects, or programs that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments as well. I'd love to create videos that help you learn what interests you most. Also, tell me what other programming languages you'd like to learn in the future. Whether it's C, C++, Java, JavaScript, or something else, I'd love to hear your suggestions. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Coding Camp is still growing, and your support truly helps the channel reach more learners and motivates me to create more tutorials for you. Thank you for being part of this journey. I hope you'll stay with us as we continue learning Python step by step, from the very basics to building real projects together. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep coding. Thank you for watching Coding Camp, and I'll see you in the next video.